Just a pilot in his cockpit seated. Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated.
Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So it's been a few days since I've uploaded, maybe a week, something like that, a couple weeks. Sorry about that, I've just been kind of busy with everything. I think there's something on my camera. Hopefully that's better. But anyway, I was sick, my daughter was sick, and it was just kind of a mess. We've got a random dog wandering around my neighborhood. So I just wanted to give a quick update on what's going on with the 426 build. The car's still with Pites, obviously. It's going to be there for a while, probably a couple more weeks at least, hopefully. But I'll put some pictures up. He did do the, the heads are off and they're at the machine shop, so that's good. I know the new motor's in, so probably as soon as the heads come back and we can start reassembling or take out the block and then reassemble the new motor and the new block in the car, which I know will be a lot of work. But the main thing I wanted to talk about today was the transmission. What transmission is available right now. There's probably a few misconceptions on how much power the 8 HP 70 that the Scat Pack comes with can hold. As you know, I've had it at somewhere around 600 to the wheels for, I don't know, a few months, a year or something like that. I don't know whenever I did it, but it was a while. A good 6,000 miles I've put on it. I haven't been nice on it. I did back-to-back runs. Like, I think I stressed the transmission. One of the reasons why I'm getting the cooler for it and everything, because I'm trying to like reduce that. But as you know, I've been looking for options on Ford transmission. There's you can get the HP 70 built, or you can get an HP 90 that the Hellcat has, and then possibly even get that built. At the power levels that I'm looking at, even the HP 90 is going to have to be built. That's another thing where the Hellcat wouldn't necessarily be able to handle it just stock, because, well, okay. First off, we know these transmissions can actually hold a lot more power than they're rated at. I spoke with Hellraiser Performance. So there's a few different shops that modify these transmissions. There's Paramount, can't remember the name of the other one. There's one other really popular one, and then there's Hellraiser Performance. And they seem to be the ones that right now are kind of making things happen. They were the first to make a successful swap of a HP 90 into a HP 70 car, like a Scat Pack, or the or eventually it'll be the Jeeps also, because I think they have HP 70s also. So the SRT8 Jeeps, I'm sure those could benefit from a stronger transmission. I was speaking with Hellraiser Performance about, you know, what my options are to upgrade the transmission. And well, first here, let me go over a little bit about these transmissions as a whole. So I looked up, after talking to them, I was a little bit surprised at some of the information I found. We'll go over that in a second. But so I just looked at the rating for these transmissions again, just to kind of see what kind of torque they're actually supposed to hold from the factory. And there you go, HP 70, 700 Newton meters. These transmissions are made by ZF, so obviously it's international unit, so they go off of Newton meters, which is 516 pound-feet of torque. Then the HP 90 can hold 663 foot-pounds of torque. Now, in addition to just the differences in clutches and such between the two transmissions, we know the HP 90 is actually longer. For anyone who is longer enough with the channel, you'll know that I bought a drive shaft for a Hellcat, and I tried to put that in, and it didn't fit. It was too short because too short because the Hellcat transmission is longer. Even the case size is slightly different. It's very, very slight though. It's like a couple inches, probably for a larger drum or something inside it. So this is just my chat log from my discussion with Hellraiser Performance, and I just told them that I'm going to be building my Scat Pack north of 1,000 horsepower. So asked them basically what my best options are, since this is the only company, Hellraiser, that seems to offer like a decent warranty with their transmissions at the higher power levels. So they'll sell you a 1,000 horsepower transmission and actually warranty it. So if it breaks, they'll fix it for you. That's a big damn deal in my opinion, because usually performance parts, no matter what they're rated at or what they should do, no one's going to give you a warranty on anything. So just that alone makes me feel a little bit better. So if he says you're going to go north of 1,000 horsepower, the limits of the HP70 are going to be like drums. The stock drums in the HP70 are going to be a limiting factor until they can get some billet drums manufactured. So right now, they're just using the factory drums, and the fact that the HP90 drum, stock drum, is stronger makes it inherently better. Once, eventually at some point, some billet drums will get manufactured that all the aftermarket companies can use. Then an HP70 will be able to be made stronger than a HP90. But right now, using the stock parts, the HP90 is definitely going to be a better transmission for the higher power levels. Upgraded HP70 meets its limits around 1,000 horsepower. A built HP90 can go 1,400 plus. HP70, if I got my HP70 built, I'm looking at around 1,000 horsepower holding ability. And if I switch to an HP90, then obviously a built HP90, because the stock HP90 would hold less than a built HP70. So just keep that in mind. A HP70 can be built to handle in excess of an HP90 power. So if you're just building your Scat Pack for some minor power, so 800-900 horsepower, and you are exceeding the factory torque rating of 516 foot-pounds by a lot, then you can just get your HP70 upgraded to just hold a little bit more power, and you'll be fine up to 1,000. So that's just something I just wanted to point out, that you don't have to put an HP90 in your Scat Pack or whatever car if you're just going up to 1,000 horsepower and under. Me personally, I want to be able to have a little bit of leeway past 1,000, and let's go over the prices, and you'll kind of see where I'm going with this. A built HP70 is around $4,700. So for $4,700, I'm sure with shipping and everything, that'll probably be closer to $5,500, $6,000, and labor to have the thing pulled and all that stuff. So let's call it, we'll call it $4,700, because that's the price of the transmission. The rest of them are just kind of variable costs. So for $4,700, I could have my transmission built to be able to hold 1,000 horsepower. That is tempting, and I'm kind of like, so one of the things I'm looking for is suggestions, because I want to go beyond 1,000, and if I was looking at just like strictly 1,000, I probably wouldn't have built things quite as excessively as I did with the fuel system and stuff. So I wanted to be able to have a little bit of leeway. So if I want to turn it up or switch the blower or do something crazy, I can, and most of my components will be able to handle it. Or at the very least, if I'm running the components lesser than they're rated. So if I get a built HP90, it should last a hell of a long time with 1,000 horsepower when it can hold 14. So that's kind of the other theory behind it as well. So $4,700 for a built HP70. If I were looking for 1,000 wheel, which is that's probably going to be enough, and I'm still debating. They can do a modified HP90, brand new one that's modified for $7,600. So yeah, so $7,600 for a built HP90 using my HP70 as a core. It's $4,700 versus $7,600. So that's basically the debate. $4,700 gives me 1,000 wheel, and $7,600 for a built HP90 gives me 1,400 plus. So I could basically turn it up as high as I wanted to, because nothing else in my setup will do 1,400. So basically the transmission would be solid for the whole thing. And it's not, the price difference isn't that big, but $3,000 here and there just adds up, and I'm pretty deep in this build already. So Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I'm kind of decided on the transmission. I'm probably not going to do that yet. Another thing that he told me was that I'm not going to hurt my HP70. He said putting too much power in it, it's just going to burn up the clutches and stuff on a stock trans. So I'm not going to break any of the hard parts. So even if I do destroy the transmission, it's not going to hurt my core fee or anything like that, or I'm not likely to do anything permanent. So running it in this configuration, and that goes for anybody, like you're not going to hurt your transmission by not getting it built. Like you can just break it and then get it built, because the transmissions don't break themselves. At least that's the impression I got. So that's a good thing. I can run it like this for a while, and you know, that's why I wanted to point out that stock for stock, the ratings on the transmissions aren't all that significant. What is that, 150 pound-feet of torque, which is big. I mean, 150 pound-feet is it's a big difference, but basically it can handle a scat pack with the blower. So the way my setup was, I'll put a screenshot of my dyno, but I know I was barely above 500 pound-feet of torque. So the way I was running the transmission was actually pretty within spec of it. Maybe I exceeded the spec by a tiny bit, but it should have been a pretty reliable setup for the transmission, and you know, it was. I mean, I didn't have any transmission problems, so that's just something to keep in mind, that the transmissions can hold even beyond that, because I know people have gone, you know, 800 horsepower and the transmissions have held, so that's probably closer to 600 pound-feet of torque. And same thing with the Hellcat transmissions. Some of them just last. So for now, I'm going to I guess I'll just see how it goes, but I need to start preparing for a transmission, because obviously I'm not going to be able to turn it up very high on this transmission without just eating the transmission excessively and then you know, being stranded or something. So anyway, that's going to be it for now. Hopefully this video isn't too garbled, because I know I kind of covered a lot of information and I got a lot of stuff going on. So hit me in the comments and I'll explain anything that I didn't correctly. And other than that, yeah, just waiting on the car. They got the heads off. They'll be doing the motor soon. I'm probably gonna try to go over there this week and just kind of film what's going on. And yeah, that's it. Be sure to like and subscribe. Peace.
Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated.